Okay. So, for those of you who have seen my more recent videos, you're probably thinking, you just bought a watch. Why the heck do you want another one? Well, aside from the fact that I love collecting watches, today's video is going to be about how I plan to be a more environmentally responsible citizen. And to offer their input, I here have Softwind,
Hi.
and I've got BCGG 2009 DLC. Say that name 10 times fast.
Hello.
So what you're looking at, for those of you who cannot see, is a very, very fancy wristwatch. This is a Citizen Eco Drive, and you're probably thinking a watch is a watch. What's so special about this one? The words Eco Drive. What that means is it is completely solar powered, and the life of the battery itself is 20 years. So what happens is, as long as you're within light, the watch gathers light to power an internal rechargeable battery so that the watch will never run out of power. In addition, this is a radio-controlled watch, so it'll set itself to various cities all over the world, so it's practically zero maintenance. But there's more to it than just that aspect of it from a technological standpoint. It's also an environmental standpoint, wanting to put myself in a position where fewer batteries end up in landfills. And Softwind, would you like to add anything to this at all?
Um, Not to mention, all the money you would be saving on potential battery buys.
That is very true. BC, would you like to offer input?
I agree with you. There's way too many landfills with way too many things that are polluting the environment.
Yeah. But it's more than just wearing a well, what a lot would consider a fancy watch. Actually, this one is not too bad, and you're probably thinking, well, Casio has solar powered watches. After having dealt with them, I don't really trust them. Their supply inventory is kind of sketchy, and the only things I've been able to find are the G-Shocks, which are too small for me to see. Yay. But if anybody is interested in the fact that I have a low battery alert, hang on. Um, there we go. If anybody out there who is entirely blind who is listening to this, because I know I have a lot of subscribers who are, go to the Royal National Institute of the Blind, or if you Google Solar Talking Atomic Watch, you'll be able to find this. It's pretty much the same if you have any other talking atomic. It's pretty much the same thing. The only difference that it is being that it is solar powered, number one. Number two, and this is one of the downfalls, it's $96 here in the US, and you're probably thinking, well, where do I get it from here in the US? You don't. You have to buy it and import it from the UK, which is why it's so expensive. Because the Royal National Institute of the Blind are the only ones who carry this. But it's got the same principle. It essentially operates with a rechargeable battery, and as long as you're in light, it'll top off every day, and you won't have to worry about ever setting it. In addition, this is a global watch. It's not what I call a domestic. It doesn't just have the US time zones, or in this case, it's not just limited to the UK. You can use this in the UK, the US, Germany, and Japan. But it's more than just wearing a fancy watch, like I was saying. I would like to at least experience, maybe at one point in my life, living in a town with a good subway system, which in itself is zero polluting, and as long as they're coming from power plants that are using renewable energy, you see where I'm going with this. Being that I can't drive, I have to rely on public transport anyway, but it's always been a hope of mine that at least at one point in my life, I don't care when, but at least at one point in my life, I'd like to experience maybe at least a year or two living in a place with a good subway system, with good rail transport, and also in an area where there are hybrid taxis. And BC, our area actually has quite a few, and you've seen them around, I think.
Yes, I have.
They are basically Toyota Priuses, but what I'm hoping is that they will migrate to completely electric cabs, which in this case being a Nissan Leaf. And Softwind, is anything happening in your area? Like, do you guys have a rail system where you are, or environmentally friendly vehicles for public transit?
Um, I'm not sure about vehicles, but we do have a rail system, and I love it. They have actually done a lot of expansion over the past few years, so it goes just about everywhere now.
Now, are these trains completely electric, or what are they?
I believe so, yes.
Good. And in the end, my main life goal is to live in a solar powered or otherwise environmentally friendly house. Now, um, I know BC, you made a comment on this because this is not the first time we've done this video. You've made a comment on whether or not I would use wind energy, and the problem has to do with the environment, whether or not I'd live in a windy enough spot to effectively generate enough power. But, Softwind, what do you think of this?
I don't know. I think any way it can be managed, wind, water, just so long that it can be managed.
That's true. BC, what do you think?
I agree.
But for the rest of my subscribers, because both of these people do happen to be two of my most wonderful subscribers and two of my most favoritist people in the whole widest world, and yes, those are words, I just made them up, yes. Anywho, anybody else out there, what do you think? And thank you, Softwind NBCGG 2009 DLC, say that name 10 times fast, for being with me this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for
having
us
me.
join.
Anytime. And anybody out there, comments and questions are welcome. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.